let the silence tell you a story. This is Muted Frames.
West Texas in June 1980 is desolate, wide-open country, and Ed Tom Bell, Tommy Lee Jones, laments the increasing violence in a region where he, like his father and grandfather before him, has risen to the office of sheriff. Llewellyn Moss, Josh Brolin, hunting pronghorn, comes across the aftermath of a drug deal gone awry. Several dead men and dogs, a wounded Mexican begging for water, and $2 million in a satchel that he takes to his trailer home. Late that night, he returns with water for the dying man, but is chased away by two men in a truck and loses his vehicle. Moss escapes due to his extensive knowledge of the area which his pursuers lack. When he gets back home, he grabs the cash, sends his wife Carla Jean, Kelly McDonald, to her mother's, and makes his way to a motel in the next county where he hides the satchel in the air vent of his room. Anton Chigurh, Javier Bardem, is a hitman who has been hired to recover the money. He has already strangled a sheriff's deputy to escape custody and stolen a car by using a captive bolt pistol to kill the driver. Chigurh is a vicious killer but does not kill indiscriminately. His peculiar habit is that he tosses a coin and asks his victim to guess heads or tail. If they guess correctly, he spares their life. Bell is on the trail of the killings as well. In the meantime, Chigurh arrives at the scene of the drug deal and finds Moss's abandoned truck. He has been employed by the buyers to recover their money, and they hand over the tracking device to him. Chigurh shoots them dead and starts tracing Moss. Now he carries a receiver that traces the money via a tracking device concealed inside the satchel. Bursting into Moss's hideout at night, Chigurh surprises a group of Mexicans set to ambush Moss and murders them all. Moss, who has rented the connecting room on the other side, is one step ahead. By the time Chigurh removes the vent cover with a dime, Moss is already back on the road with the cash. In a border town hotel, Moss finally finds the electronic bug, but not before Chigurh is upon him. A firefight between them spills onto the streets, leaving both men wounded. Moss flees across the border and hides the money in a ditch near the border and collapses from his injuries before he is taken to a Mexican hospital. There, Carson Wells, Woody Harrelson, another hired operative, hired to track and killed Chigurh by the boss of the two buyers killed by Chigurh, offers protection in return for the money. Meanwhile, Bell visits Carla Jean and informs her that Moss has tangled himself with some bad people who won't stop till they kill him, and asks her to call him as soon as she hears from Moss, so that Bell can protect him. After Chigurh cleans and stitches his own wounds with stolen supplies, he gets the drop on Wells back at his hotel and kills him just as Moss calls the room. Picking up the call and casually raising his feet to avoid the spreading blood, Chigurh promises Moss that Carla Jean will go untouched if he gives up the money. Moss remains defiant. Moss re-enters US and retrieves the money. Moss arranges to rendezvous with his wife at a motel in El Paso to give her the money and send her out of harm's way. When Carla Jean boards the bus to El Paso, the Mexicans, who have also been hired by the buyer boss who hired Chigurh, are there. She reluctantly accepts Bell's offer to save her husband and tells him on phone where Moss is headed. But Bell arrives only in time to see a pickup carrying several men speeding away from the motel and Moss lying dead in his room. That night, Bell returns to the crime scene and finds the lock blown out in his suspect's familiar style. Chigurh hides behind the door of a motel room, observing the shifting light through an empty lock hole. His gun drawn, Bell enters Moss's room and notices that the vent cover has been removed with a dime and the vent is empty. Moss had hidden the money and Chigurh has retrieved it. Bell visits his uncle Ellis, Barry Corbin, an ex-lawman. Bell plans to retire because he feels overmatched, but Ellis points out that the region has always been violent. For Ellis, thinking it is all waiting on you, that's vanity. Carla Jean returns from her mother's funeral. Mother was suffering from cancer, to find Chigurh waiting in the bedroom. When she tells him she does not have the money, he recalls the pledge he made to her husband that could have spared her, had Moss accepted Chigurh's offer to return the money. The best he will offer Carla is a coin toss for her life, but she says that the choice is his. Chigurh leaves the house alone and carefully checks the soles of his boots, suggesting he killed Carla Jean. As he drives away, he is injured in a car accident and abandons the damaged vehicle. Now retired, Bell shares two dreams with his wife, Tess Harper, both involving his deceased father. In the first dream, he lost some money that his father had given him. In the second, he and his father were riding horses through a snowy mountain pass. His father, who was carrying fire in a horn, quietly passed by with his head down, going on ahead and fixing to make a fire in the surrounding dark and cold. Bell knew that when he got there, his father would be waiting.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this calm storytelling, please subscribe to Muted Frames for more quiet and immersive movie plot journeys.